everybody, and welcome back to the Blu Ray Hunter. I'm the Blu Ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and we've got a fun show for you guys. We're going to do my thoughts on. So, today we're going to be talking about my thoughts on Hollywood, and sort of what's going on in today's world right now, and my thoughts on that with Blu-rays and 4Ks and all this other stuff. So, I first want to talk about how Hollywood has sort of changed a lot, but they sort of haven't. They've sort of been going down the different route until I mean, with Hollywood, from what I've gathered through information, research and stuff that I've gone into, that Hollywood has sort of been this thing that's evolution, you know. It's always evolving, right? All the studios are always evolving. Now, the one thing that they've kind of gotten stuck on is the fact that they want content that films that they think will be a hit, right? Will make a lot of money because they do become corporations, and everything more so than movie studios, right? Because I mean, other that's how they stay alive. A lot of people don't really think about it, but like, you know, um, our economy right now is drastic. You want to keep the company afloat. A business is always there to make money. I hate to say it. Like a business. If you're not a business, if you're just an artist, that's one thing. But if you're a business, you want to make money. And the only way they can make money is if you do, you know, if you do a movie that you're guaranteed, success, right? So they look at IPs, intellectual properties that are already popular. So they tried that with Charlie's Angels. Didn't work out. And a lot of people blame the guys for it, which I think is weird. But what I think really was the problem was the casting of it. When you look at like the original casting, you look at like some of the women in there, they were Cameron Diaz and people were gorgeous, and if you cast like, well, if you cast like Megan Fox, in there, you're more guaranteed to have it. Now I don't know. I don't know why people have never thought about that, but like casting Megan Fox and then, maybe Zoe Kravitz, there you go. You got a Charlie's Angels beginning, like, and whatnot. And they want to make it diverse. I get it. Like they want to give people a chance that normally wouldn't have been because, but I mean, it's always kind of been diverse, even from there. They had like Lucy Liu in the original, like the not the original, but the Charlie's Angels movie that McG did. So you got so you want that, but so it bombed. It didn't do well. They were expecting it to do well. It didn't do well. They moved on from that. Probably fired whoever thought that was a good idea. And that's the problem, is people are afraid to get fired for having a what's known as a bad idea. And the bad idea is a movie that bombs. That's the bad idea. And that totally makes sense. Like you don't want to bomb, but you also don't want to pass on a hit. So you have to, you know, and so Hollywood tends to make movies that are sort of safe movies, movies that are, more guaranteed. This is why superheroes, all of a sudden, superhero movies became like the safe movie to do. They were guaranteed money makers. Now they're not as guaranteed money makers anymore, and they're realizing there's just been too many of them, and that's the problem. A lot of people are like, "Oh, there's no superhero fatigue." There is superhero fatigue. Anybody who's telling you that is trying to make up some kind of lie about it. There is superhero fatigue right now. People are tired. I'm part of those people. Like, I'm not tired of them yet, but like I'm getting there, because they were putting so many out. Now they're not putting a lot out, and I think that's what's gonna hopefully help them, but it might not. So, um, so to go with that, I think Marvel is And DC, I used to not care about. I'm sorry, I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. Not saying that Zack Snyder didn't do a great job. He did a great job with everything. That was not my Superman. That was not my Batman. Those weren't my movies. That was not my Justice League. I hated the Flash. Ezra Miller don't even want me to get in that. Not a fan. It might be a fan now. I don't know. He might have changed. Yeah, I haven't seen him in the news lately, so that's good. But I'm right now. I'm ready for the next, you know, uh, movie, and stuff, and I'm ready for Hollywood to sort of shift. And the problem is they're shifting, but in a bad way, I think. They're shifting toward tech. All these big tech companies are buying out companies, and it seems like they're kind of trying to push AI. So actors, AI writers, AI directors, maybe. I don't know how that works, but you know, I feel like it's soon enough. It's gonna be more like animation, but it's gonna be live action. And I feel like this is not the way to go. This is only going to hurt consumers. This is going to make people not want to go to the theater, you know? Pretty soon theaters are going to be like, gone. Like people aren't going to want to go see them. A lot of people say, "Oh man, theater's going to be here forever." And I'm like, I mean, I've been to the theater, man, and every time I go, it's empty. Now, maybe I go too late or whatever you want to call it, but like it's empty. So not that's not necessarily a good thing. But I don't know. I can't say that for sure. So I'm just saying. Um, so if you are if you, I would say go to the theater as much as you can because you gotta support. They've been doing all these videos. Like I see Kevin Bacon and his wife, going around talking about, you know, basically going to see a Hollywood movie in the theater because that's where you're going to see it, you know, where you got to see it because if you don't, we don't want them to go away. You know, the theaters is how they make money, you know, and if they can't make money off of it, they're going to do streaming. And I don't want to just be streaming. I want to be able to go to the theater. So I do go to the theater as much as I can. Um, when I'm feeling good and up to it. So I mean, it's the thing. It's like I'm so easy. It's easy to watch a movie on my TV right now. You know, I just lay in bed and watch TV. Very lazy. It actually takes time to like get ready and go out and go to the movie. You have to drive. You have to do things. And I would rather do that sometimes. Sometimes I'd rather stay at home and binge watch Apple TV Plus movie shows or whatever. But it just depends on the mood, I guess. Um, However, that's the thing. So Hollywood is pushing a lot of like tech stuff now. Um, and I'm not surprised because if you ever think about it, they've always been into tech. Like each time something new has come, they've put that into their movies. So like originally it was film and everybody loved film and then it became digital. And all of a sudden there's so many digital things that like directors like Quentin Tarantino don't want anything to do with that, understandably. So, anywho, I just wanted to just kind of get out here and mention this and talk about this stuff because I feel like the biggest thing about the indie world is that we as we can do whatever we want, right? We can make whatever we want within the budgets that we have. And we have a lower budget than the big studio systems. We don't have $200 million. We can't make, and trust me, you give an indie filmmaker $22 million, that would just blow their minds. They would, or you know, they wouldn't know what to do with it, or even 200 million. They would just be like, ah, I don't know what's going on here. But but they'd be happy as hell, you know. Problem is, a lot of indie filmmakers right now don't like Hollywood, aren't happy with Hollywood. I would love to work in Hollywood someday, you know. That's my goal, in life. But right now, I'm doing indie films because that's what I'm able to do. I gotta stick with what I've got the means for. So my thing is, if you're an independent filmmaker, you know, and you wanna support, I would still say support Hollywood because I mean Hollywood right now, I mean, there are some good movies that are coming out of Hollywood that aren't the remakes, the retreads, the reboots, all that stuff, sequels, all that stuff. Original content. I mean, most of it is at least written by somebody, like a best-selling award-winning writer or something, that somebody has bought the rights to. But there's a new Darren Aronofsky movie called Caught Stealing that's out. I mean, go watch these movies because that's the thing. You got to give money to these people. Otherwise, a lot of these filmmakers, even the big ones like Darren Aronofsky, they're they're not like making enough, for this stuff. Like they're probably making enough to survive that 1 year that and then they have to make another one and hope that that does well enough that they can survive the next year. You know what I mean? So like we gotta help out the people that we grew up on, and stuff. And other people who are trying to make it out there. So I still go to see the theater. I still watch blockbuster movies. I don't care. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy all watching anything I can in the theater. So that's what I definitely recommend you guys doing if you guys get a chance. So anyway, that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to talk about at the moment, but join me. I think I will be doing another one of these this. I think I'll be doing another one of these this month, and I'm not sure what it will be on, but I wanted to talk about the industry and I talk about Hollywood and talk about what's going on in this world right now with everything. If there's anything I kind of left out that you guys think needs to be said about Hollywood, not stuff like Hollywood sucks, because I don't, that kind of stuff, like, if you don't like Hollywood, then I don't know why you're watching this video about it. My thoughts on it, but. If you do like Hollywood and you do want to watch and be a part, talk about this stuff, please, let's have an actual talk, and my take is I think I mentioned this before on another my thoughts on, but this is what I think should happen. So I've been campaigning this for a while. So Fox Searchlight is putting out Super Troopers 3. They just shot it. I guess they're shooting it right now. I don't know. They're having a blast with it. They had to do a Kickstarter the last time, which kind of sucked. But now they're seeing they're seeing this interest in it, I guess. So they're producing it on their own. Um, so I think it's great when a company like Paramount, Universal, Warner Brothers, Disney, Fox, all of them, and Fox, I guess, is part of Disney, um, have like a company where they say they spend like $20 million, say, or less, or even less. Let's say even like $10 million on a movie, right? Put it out in the theater, and it hopefully grosses 100 million, right? Because it's interesting enough, right? Let me see what Freakier Friday did, as far as right now. Because that movie I don't think costs a whole lot. What was their budget? 42 million, and it made 116 million worldwide. That's not bad. It's pretty good. It's over double. So, do that. do stuff like that, 40 to less to 20 million, you know, 20 to 40 million, even 10 million. Do something, get it out there, get it out available, put a lot of promotion for it, like make sure people see that it's coming out, that it looks good, good trailers and stuff. Get it out, and hopefully people will go see more original and more independent Hollywood stuff. And that's what I'm saying, independent Hollywood. It's not independent films, but it's not your blockbuster movies like Marvel or the Disney movies or Avatar or anything like that. It is more independent Hollywood movie. If you would put more of those out, I guarantee you, if you did like maybe six a year, which is half like, half the year, so like every year you skip a month and stuff and do like put out a movie, I think it'll be a success. But the problem is Hollywood's more focused on making billions of dollars off of the tentpole movies that they're not thinking about the smaller movies that could help, their company, can continue to grow. If you can get $100 million on a smaller movie like Blumhouse does with their stuff, you get, Insidious and all these films, they don't cost a lot of money. They make a lot, they make a pretty good profit, and then you can continue to make your bigger movies, but you also have like maybe you could get $1 billion off of six of these movies or something, that you put out, and then all of a sudden you got a lot of money and you've got a lot of projects, a lot of products to sell, and some of them can become franchises. Freakier Friday cost $42 million. It grossed 100 and something dollar, 100 whatever, 116 or whatever it was. And I think that's amazing. I think that is a very cool thing, and I think we should do that more often. In Hollywood, I think Hollywood should go out, make cheaper movies, you know, go back to that. Because when they did that, they used to do that for like a lot of companies and stuff, or distribute other people's movies like they used to do that all the time. Um, I was just watching Cobra. We did that. I did that review, and Cobra was a Warner Brothers thing, but it wasn't a Warner Brothers thing. It was a Canon film, but they just Warner Brothers distributed it. If Warner Brothers distributes more of these, a few $1 million movies, they'll they'll be really big hits, and then bam, that's really good for everybody. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll chat with you later. Bye.